Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner. And if you have received this video, it is most likely because you left a comment on a video entitled Fast Food Strikes Goes Viral, Workers Join Nationwide Strike. Okay. Now then, this is my response to your comments. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I hope to hear your answers. Number one, why did you watch this video? And did you learn anything from this video? And if you did learn something, what did you learn? Okay? And do you believe that good communication skills are essential to finding, maintaining, and upgrading your employment? Alright, now here's what I have to say. First of all, I see three groups of people in this video. Number one, these are people that have culinary skills. That means they know how to cook. And they love to cook. That's why they're in the job. To them, I say, I'm glad you're in that job. I'm glad you're happy, so on and so forth. Second group of people are people who were so desperate to try to find a job that they got into a full-time employment, but then got cut off from the Pell Grant. That means they can't advance their education anymore. That's a trap. And that's wrong. To them I say, you have a chance now at some free education. Where? Come right here to this YouTube channel. Go through my playlist. Learn every bit of material I have. And then utilize that to find yourself higher paying gainful employment. Now before I move on to the third group of people, I want to make some points. Number one, technology advances by the hour. How many of you people remember back in the 1980s when they first released the TRS-80? Now a lot of you people are saying, what the heck is a TRS-80? Well, Tandy Radio Shack made a series of personal computers that people bought, and they put them in their businesses and their homes. Now these were pretty simple to operate. The thing is, they're obsolete. Go try to find a business that still runs a TRS-80. You probably won't find them. Apple did the same thing. They had their own little line of personal computers that people bought for their homes and they bought for their businesses. Those computers that Apple developed back in the 1980s, they're obsolete. It's sad, but it's true. Now then, when technology advances, you have to learn how to use that technology. Shoot, in manufacturing, you have the assembly lines and all that technology involved in the assembly lines. That means you have to learn how to use all that equipment. Now, if your reading skills are no better than reading Dick, Spot, and Jane, do you realize how the technical manuals are going to have to be written so that you can learn how to use that technology? Those technical manuals are going to be about this thick, because the employers have to accommodate for your lack of education. Well, nowadays, employers see this as a hindrance to them. It's taking them tons of time to train you on that technical equipment. And because it's taking them tons of time to train you on that technical equipment, that costs them money, a lot of money. You have no idea how much it takes in the line of money to train people anymore. Now I want you to keep that in mind, because I'm going to say the next part real slowly. People today have acquired smartphones, and I'm sure by now you realize that the very second you acquire a smartphone, within 3 weeks it's pretty much obsolete. I'm sure you all understand that. But people live by their smartphones these days. They couldn't live without them. That's sad, but it's true. Now, smartphones have apps. You can download these apps to your smartphone. There are apps on the internet right now that you can download to your smartphone that can actually proofread your comments before you send them up into places like YouTube, Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter. You say, well, why is that important? Because here's what employers see. If an employer, and yes, they do this, employers read your comments. Like I said, they read YouTube comments, they read Facebook, they read Tumblr, they read Twitter. They even ask you for your username and password when they try to hire you. That's because they want to see what you have to say. Now, when your comments are full of expletives, lots and lots of expletives, what this employer will think is that if you're going to use it there, you may also end up using it on their sales floor. Now, if you start using expletives on the sales floor of an employer, then you could cost that employer potential customers. And employers don't want that. So, they just don't hire you. When employers also read your comments and they're full of grammatical errors, spelling errors, vocabulary errors, etc., they either figure out that you don't proofread your comments before sending them out on the internet, or you just can't spell, or you can't use grammar or anything else. So what do? They just don't hire you. That's the way it works. I know you probably don't believe me, but it's absolutely true. So, believe me, don't believe me, I'm telling you the truth. You want a job? Clean up your comments. Either use some proofreading software or learn how to proofread from me. I'll give you some basics. I already have some videos up there, and I'm going to put up a few more before it's all said and done. If you want the good paying jobs, you have to improve your skills. Otherwise, employers will not employ you. It's that simple. Now, there are a third group of people that I observed in this video. These are many of the moochers. They're leeches. They have no intentions of improving their skills. They just want you to pay them more. Well, that would be the equivalent of going to a donut shop after they've raised the price of their donuts. They're not going to give you any more donuts, but they're going to expect you to pay more for them. That's absurd and ridiculous. What are you going to do? You're going to hop back in the car, you're going to go down the street, and you're going to buy the cheaper donuts. And that's the way that works. So for the many, the moochers, I say, happy unemployment. Anyway, in this section, I'm going to go ahead and read the comments that you guys have left on this YouTube video. And I can clearly illustrate why some of you people either don't have jobs, or you may not keep them for much longer. And you certainly want to get a raise with these kind of comments. Now, not all of these comments are bad. I have to say that. They're not all bad. But some of them, you'll find out. Joshua V77 writes, I remember I first started working at Mickey D at $6.50 an hour. Now, at that point, that's a great sentence. Let's go on. That was back in high school. A comma instead of a period. The next thing should have been capitalized. Now I'm working at a production facility, operating machine and doing installation and troubleshoot throughout, and I got paid $13 an hour. Why any employer would pay you after reading that, I don't know. Was $10 an hour when I first started. I had to say it's not easy to get from $10 an hour to $13 an hour. I agree with you, but man, that grammar, phew. I worked through a lot of hours, made a lot of trust, and improved my skills to get to that level so I could earn that higher paid. How'd you pull that off with that such poor grammar and bad vocabulary and poor spelling? Going on strike, asking for a raise ain't gonna work. Well, let me tell you something. You keep that up, and you probably won't work. William McIntosh writes, they don't do enough for that pay. I agree. That's about what a welder gets who does hot back-breaking work with long hours and lots of health risk. Mostly fast food people just stand around. You get what you pay for. This is a good comment. This is a well-educated person. This is the kind of person that employers would hire. John Charles, goodbye fast food. There's nothing really wrong with this sentence. It's just that it's not very informative. Is that all you had to say? Sounds a little empty-headed to me. Might want to give a better comment. Like I said, it's good formatted, it's just not very informative. Sylvia Pullum 1012, no workers, no fast food. Again, an empty-headed comment. And then Mickey 503. It's funny, the computer sector pays people to start $12 an hour. This is for tech work. These people want $15 for what? You know, I hope they do get it. After that, it's what I have been saying all along. We don't need people to do this job. Nothing at McDonald's cannot be automated. The drive-through orders are even taken in a call center in some places. I hope this goes through, as tech jobs and machine workers will skyrocket again, leaving these people going, what just happened? This is a good comment. This kind of person would get hired. Shane Guard, sad, earning $7.50 an hour in Australia is what 12-year-olds earn. I earn $36 per hour and I don't even think that's great money. It's really tough to compare the economy of Australia to the United States. But if you want to elaborate, you're more than welcome. Good comment though. Brian B. First off, they start paying these fast food workers $15 an hour, which they won't. Food will go up and the people are not going to pay for it. I agree. And we can predict what will happen at the end. There will be layoffs and big loss in sales for fast food companies. Heck, even illegal immigrants can deal with the minimum wage, and they would gladly take these jobs from the workers on strike. I think the union's getting into the heads of these workers, and it's sad too. The last sentence a little bit off on the grammar, but it was still readable. What in the heck is SMH? Love to know that. Andrew Bacon. They want to be paid $15 an hour to hand a bag out of a drive-through window. They want $15 an hour to place a form burger on a bun with lettuce and sauce. McDonald's workers are compensated for the job they perform. What the blank are you people even talking about? You had it perfect until you used an expletive. And it just killed your entire comment. Yvette E. If they do not have someone to cook their food, then what are these naysayers eat? How arrogant of some of these people to try to put someone down. I am broke, but guess what? I will not work at another place if I have to. I am tired of being pimped by Hollywood, Vivo, Lionsgate, the Jacksons, Elizabeth of England, the President of America, Congress. They are using our children, and it just goes on and on. Poor grammar, poor vocabulary, no point to this whatsoever. That's why you don't have a job. And then she goes on, excuse you, but back off of me, that is okay. I would rather be than crouch to you and everyone else. I am doing what I'm supposed to do, and that is inform people. You haven't informed me of anything. All you show me is you don't know grammar, punctuation, or much of anything else. No wonder you don't have a job. Pepto Pro 17. Inform people about what? Okay, not a very good comment there. Be more elaborate. William McIntosh, you can't sit up and acquire no skills, do nothing with your life, and then expect to make a decent living like everyone else who busted the... See, this is a terrible comment. I can't even read the whole dang thing. Awful comment. Prince D, if you work hard every day and do what is asked of you, then and only then you deserve a raise, no matter what kind of a job you do. Not if you don't have good grammar or vocabulary skills. It's very tough to read this comment. You didn't help anybody with it. Alright. Dude, you may stop buying the Big Mac, but I know about 100 million more people who won't. McDonald's can afford to pay higher wages. I don't think so. Someone sat down and figured that even if they raised wages to $15 an hour across the board, McDonald's would only have to raise the prices 30%. That's about 38 cents added to your dollar burger. McDonald's needs to raise wage to the cost of living, which they haven't. Man. Do you guys ever read these comments aloud before you post them? I wonder. Get some proofreading software. You need it. Or better yet, learn proofreading from me. I'll be happy to teach you. Americans are stupid. We are supposed to be the richest country in the world, but can't pay all workers good wages. Some of the comments on here are heartless. Some of the comments on here are grammatically incorrect, full of spelling errors, full of expletives. It's ridiculous. But your comment, I like yours. Easy Way 2001, I like your comment, and you're a good candidate to get a job. So, yes. Whew. Spreading the Muse, $7 an hour for making fries is a good wage. This is a teenage monkey work for... It was never meant for and cannot be applied to families. No more than you owe your 16-year-old pool boy a living wage to support 4 kids, house, and car. I've worked fast food. It's not worth $15. Simple isn't it? Grammar, punctuation, spelling. YMP 5000, you do not understand economics. I do. It does not matter what the minimum wage is. I agree. No matter what country you live in, the minimum wage does not pay the bills. I agree. But then again, life at the bottom is supposed to suck. I agree. Good comment. You'll probably get a job. Dwarf 213, consumers pay the wages. I agree. $2.50 for a Big Mac equals $8 an hour for employees. Raise the minimum wage to $15 and that Big Mac is now $4. When Big Mac is $4, I will stop buying a Big Mac. Considering the size of the Big Mac today, I agree with you. Guess who goes out of business and has to fire that minimum wage guy? I agree with this. Good comment. You will definitely get a job. James Finian, I will stop buying a Big Mac. Guess who goes out of business? Hopefully your cardiologist. That's a good comment. I'll give you that. KTL 316, if they want $15 an hour, then go find another job that actually pays $15 an hour. I agree. They knew what they were getting minimum wage when they took the fast food jobs, so why are they complaining? Part of it is because they can't get their Pell Grants back, so they're stuck with their education. They're in an education rut. That's why they're coming to my YouTube channel. The other ones, many of the moochers. That's why. These are jobs anybody can do. If they want higher salaries, they need to find another job or go back to school. I agree. Ethy Angel 2220 says, that's right. Why don't those lazy people go apply for one of the hundreds and thousands of vacant factory and manufacturing jobs in the United States? Well, that's sad but true. Well, okay, maybe they can go and spend the thousands of dollars that they probably have on an education. They don't have to spend that money. Come here to this YouTube channel. Get your education here, proficiency out of a bunch of classes, and you don't have to spend so much money. Knock on wood. At least they will be guaranteed a job once they get their hard-earned degree, right? They'll have a much better chance. Michael Nicodemus, yeah, let's go work in a factory that doesn't really do anything. If we hadn't had the Chinese make stuff for us, we would have all the jobs everywhere and possibly and a possibly more successful economy. I agree with that 100%. And that's a good comment. Coltor 9, McDonald workers in Australia get $16 an hour American minimum wage. Full health care, pension, 5 weeks paid vacation, and their economy is booming. $15 is cheap. You still can't compare the Australian economy with the American economy. They don't work the same. Unless you can do that, you don't have much of a case. Angie 2466 says, unions are using y'all. That means it's the country girl. That's okay. That's alright. You are just a tool and too dumb to know it. I agree. Anyone can work at fast food. You don't need any special training or over a 6th grade education. I agree. A lot of college graduates aren't making $15 an hour, so this is outrageous to expect this salary. These jobs are for teenagers and people with no education or technical skills. The wage you are expecting is unrealistic, and you are just supporting union greed and power grabs. Good comment. You're more likely to get a job. Alright. Tiki Man 198. Now before I say this, Chev 383 Fox Mustang used an expletive right at the beginning of his comment. What have I said about expletives? Well, there you go. Tiki Man 198. Fast food places would lose money if they raised minimum wage. Do you want to pay $5 a Big Mac? Of course, the darkies protesting and whining about low wages at a job that a monkey could do don't understand that. Get a new job. And then you use an expletive. Stop doing that. Okay? And, what are darkies? I've heard of dorkies, but what are darkies? Love to know that. I keep right. This is so sad. These people don't realize they have jobs meant for young, unskilled teenagers. Jobs that just aren't worth $15 an hour. But you know, while the Democrats and unions keep these sheep distracted, it leaves the majority of available opportunities open for the rest to the rest of us. And that is what it's all about. Good comment. Potential candidate for a job. Sin 707. This isn't something started by unions. The Democrats gave this idea to the unions. Since there will be a revenue shortfall, this is one way to increase it. The more these people make, the more taxes come in to pay for the programs the demos support. The unions get a kickback for all of their work in union dues. YMP 5000, you are right. It is the new slavery, and the blacks don't even know it, except for their leaders wearing Armani suits like Jesse Jackson. Whatever. It is a good comment, though. Well spoken. Alright. Martech 16. With the job market as it is, I say you walked out, left your job, you quit. We will hire the next person that asks, hey, I need a job. Are you hiring? Well, yes, we are. When can you start? Good comment. I would have formatted it a little bit better, but that's okay. This is a good comment. And with that, I'm going to stop right there. Do you understand why some of these people are not getting good employment? I wonder if these people, like I said, read these comments aloud before they pop them up on the internet. Get yourself a proofreading app or learn from proofreading from me. I'll be happy to teach you. But get yourself some decent skills. Employers are looking at you right now and saying, it's going to take me a ton of time to train these people because I first have to teach them how to read. And they don't want to do that. Because training takes money. And when you're money tight, you need these people already trained. That's what you need. Alright, I'm going to stop this right now. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.